Hey, what's up? I'm glad you made it here. This is Roder MMA Bet, and this is arguably the most comprehensive and profitable betting channel advice for MMA fights in YouTube. I have been betting MMA and the UFC for 8+ years with consistent results, and that's what you're gonna be getting here. This is a quick intro, and you're gonna be seeing soon the results tracking I'm referring to, the fights breakdown, and how I'm betting the card. Feel free to leverage my strategy, but take it with a grain of salt, as this is your money on the line. If you like this idea, you like what I'm doing here, subscribe to this channel and share with your friends. Enjoy the analysis. Let me know your thoughts on the comments sections down below, and good luck with your bets. In this video, I'll be covering some of the prelims for UFC Vegas 17. If you are a returning subscriber and you're familiar to my channel, you know how to use this to your best interest. If you trust my analysis from previous fights, good luck with your bets, or there's always the link of the timestamp of each fight so you guys can browse through them. If you are new to my channel, I'm gonna be just now showing real quick what do I mean by the most consistent and transparent results. Some of the metrics, the KPIs that I'm saving are here. Basically, I have bet until now, from my starting money, I bet 336%. This is my return, so I am my ROI, my return of investment is this. It's nearly 66%. Or if I sum the results of each event, I'm nearly 400% of profit in 30 events. All right, so this chart just showed that. If you'd like to hear more and if you're interested in more, please check my about of my channel. There's an email there. You can you can shoot me an email and I can add you to my VIP list. All right, so let me come to the breakdowns, and at the ending I'll be just showing what I'm betting in this fight. All right, so like I said, this is gonna be some of the prelims. I'm gonna be starting maybe from the bottom up, as in terms of the order as this goes. So it's Rick Glenn versus Carlton Minus. Guys, my prediction here maybe come as a surprise to many. Listen, what I'm assuming here is that Rick Glenn, I did not like much what I have seen from him in his last fight. To me, he looked very slow. Actually he came overweight. He missed weight against Kevin Aguilar. To me, his timing was very off. He tried to wrestle a little bit. I haven't seen anything impressive. His hand, like I said, looked quite slow. He didn't carry much power. So I'm just not sure what kind of version we're going to see from Rick Glenn. He's coming up a weight class. But he has had previous quite decent wins, most notably against Gavin Tucker. So I saw that fight. He did a good job, but again, I'm not that impressed with Rick Glenn. He's not like the fastest, the most powerful guy. He's quite tall and quite big for a featherweight, but he's coming up a weight class. He's still gonna have the height advantage here. But again, he's not the most athletic guy, and I'm a little bit concerned of what kind of version we're gonna see from Rick Glenn. Now, Carlton Minus, honestly, guy, he's quite a basic fighter. He likes to box. He does quite a good job in this. He likes to time guys with the jab. He can throw a right hand behind it. Good accuracy. He's quite busy with the strikes as well, and he's quite long for the division too. He was in welterweight, so he's dropping to lightweight. I'm curious to see that as well, because I'm not sure how he's gonna respond. I think he's gonna respond well because it looks a more suitable weight class for him. Actually, basically, I like a little bit his boxing, but that's primarily it. He doesn't have much to offer rather than that. He has some speed, but again, not the fastest guy, and some accuracy, but not the biggest power. But if I'm gonna compare what I have seen from Rick Glenn in his last fight and what I've seen from Carlton Minus, I will be taking Carlton Minus by TKO. I actually have a bet on Carlton Minus, obviously not much. I think it's like 2% or 1.5% of my money. I need to double check that on the spreadsheet at the end. But I think he can get it done. He can finish Rick Glenn if Rick Glenn shows the same style he showed last fight. I think there are many people that are expecting Glenn to win. To me, if Rick Glenn gonna win, he's gonna be by decision. He can maybe submit Carlton Minus if he brings an interesting submission game, but I'm not sure. I think Carlton Minus is gonna be able to stand back up, quite with some ease. Even though he doesn't have that technique to back it up. Still, I think there are so many questions in this fight, and like I said, from what I have seen from last footage, I would go with Minus. Tafon Nchukwi versus Jamie Pickett. Another one that's maybe gonna come as a surprise to everyone. Tafon, I liked what I've seen him from Dana White Contender Series, but it was nothing impressive, to be honest. The guy looks very big and very strong, don't get me wrong. To me, what was outstanding was the size of the bones of this guy, so he looks really massive, very thick guy, big head. So definitely was a quite big light heavyweight, gonna be a physical monster in the middleweight. Now Jamie Pickett, I think people are underestimating this guy because he never showed up too much until his last fight. If you watch his last fight, he did a very good job, especially in using his range. He was jabbing pretty well, getting out of the way, throwing right hand behind it. He was throwing lots of kicks, he showed a double leg. It was not anything impressive in terms of wrestling, but still he did quite a good job there. What I'm expecting here, guys, to be honest, I think Tafon, he's going to try to move forward, but he doesn't have the speed to back it up. At least in the light heavyweight, I don't think he's gonna just out of a sudden come out a super speed, super fast and athletic guy. I think he's very strong, like I said, but I don't see much speed. In terms of power, he's naturally heavy-handed, but it's not that explosive power. Whereas Jamie Pickett, he has the reach here. He's, I think, 1 inch taller only, but I think the reach is massive. I think this guy has 81 reach, so very long limbs, and he's trying to use that pretty well. I think this is an interesting matchup for Pickett because if he comes on top, he's going to defeat a prospect, and I think this is his shot. I think Pickett is it's his time now. I think he's probably 31, so this for this guy is like this is his shot that he got, and I think he's going to show up as good as he showed his last fight. And if he does, I'm picking Pickett by decision. If you like Nchukwi, I'd say go for TKO. Because, like I said, he's naturally heavy-handed. He's a pressure fighter. If he lands on Pickett, I think Pickett can be disoriented and Tafon can finish him. But I don't see him being able to land much if Pickett is fast with the feet and with the long strikes, like I said, right? Now, in terms of decision, I'm picking Pickett by decision, and I do see also a possibility that Nchukwi wins by decision if he keeps the pressure, throws more volume, more aggressive guy type of things. So there's basically, I can say that to me it's a nearly pick 'em fight as it was the previous one. So that's why actually I'm giving a small edge to the dogs in this one for the reasons that I gave, and in this case I have a bet also on Pickett. Karl Roberson versus Dalcha Lungiambula. A fight that is like Lungiambula, I can say similar to what I comment about Tafon. The guy was also already big as a light heavyweight, but this guy, he's not only has some natural power, but this guy is very explosive. He's very athletic, very fast, and he's coming down a weight class, so I don't know how he's gonna do that, but I'm assuming that it's gonna be a tough weight cut, and this guy but if he comes sharp, if he comes like in shape, he's definitely a threat, because if he gets to Karl Roberson face and he goes like brawling, like mad dog kind of thing, I think it's gonna be tough for Roberson. Now Karl Roberson, he's a big guy himself for the division, very strong, super technical kickboxing. He can do a little bit of everything. He also can shoot double legs. He can go like arm triangles, from the top. He also has a decent clinch game, very good knees up the middle. Actually, I'm not gonna say decent, I'm gonna say good clinch game. In terms of striking side of the clinch, it's very good because of the knees come up the middle to the head, the elbows. He doesn't control guys much, but in terms of strikes and damage, he's very good in the clinch as well. Good timing on head kicks, leg kicks, can throw jabs, right hand. So this guy is very complete on the feet. Offensively, he's very good. The problem of Robertson would be basically when he fights from his back, when he gets pressured. My question here is how much Dalcha gonna pressure him. I may say that Dalcha will try to pressure, but Robertson's a guy that has power himself, so I don't think Dalcha gonna, after he hits some shots, he's gonna continue doing that. That's why I'm picking Robertson. I'll be picking by decision because Lungiambula is so big and so tough that I don't think Robertson can finish him. And I also have a bet on Robertson in a parlay, a small amount of money because there's not too much return there, but still I'm parlaying Robertson on this one. And I would go prop decisions like I put here, decision, prop bet, by decision or submission. Or if you like Lungiambula, try to catch something like TKO at a very big line, which I'm not sure you're gonna be able to find. Or decision if you're Lungiambula, maybe he gonna do some damage, get out, keep Robertson busy, and somehow as close split decisions possible too. Gillian Robertson versus Taila Santos. Guys, this fight, it's gonna turn in as the following. You know, if Robertson can take Santos down, she can keep Santos down, she's gonna win the fight. If Santos can keep this on the feet, Santos winning the fight. My take, I think Santos is so much bigger, she's so much longer, she's very strong. In her first fight against Mara Romero Borella, she did not show that. I'm assuming that she had jitters in the octagon debut, that's why she didn't look good. On her second fight, she looked very good. The hands were sharp on point. She showed her accuracy. She showed good takedown defense, good underhooks under the cage. She has great takedown defense. She comes on point. She also can grapple, so don't think that Gillian Robertson gonna take her down, submit her instantaneously. Santos knows how to grapple a little bit. I think she can defend herself, get back up in case of Robertson takes her down. And it's not gonna easy to hold this girl down. She has the technique and she has such a massive size advantage that I think it's difficult not to put this into account. In terms of, I'm picking Santos quite confidently. This is a medium one for me, and I'm also betting Santos. I think this is my biggest bet of the card alongside Marlon Vera. So Santos is now it's plus money. I have a bet on her, and I would be betting her even from minus 130, so it's a bonus for me there. Now I can even see Santos by TKO. Now in terms of submission, Robertson has more chances, but I think there's a chance also that Santos hurts Robertson on the feet and takes her back, submits her or something. There's that chance as well. And now in terms of decision, I would say get either way, plus 500 in a decision prop bet would be a good bet. All right. So the last one I'm going to be covering in this video. If you are interested in the main card predictions, there is a link in the description, so take a look into that. Jamie Pickett versus Cody Durden. This is a fight that moved from the previous card, I think, or two cards before. I don't know, maybe previous. So Jamie Pickett has great experience. This guy is well-rounded. I can say that he has a good overhand right, but rather than that, I don't see much striking from this guy. And actually, he throws from a narrow stance, so it's not like it's powerful, but it's not too effective. I think he can get, if Durden is smart enough, and I think Durden gonna be able to avoid these overhands, throw some straight shots, damage Pickett. Pickett has been TKO'd 4 times, so that chin has been tested quite a lot before. And I think Cody Durden, he's coming, strong. He's coming with a strong will. I think if I heard correctly, he moved his camps around. He's now full-time doing this. I think this guy has so much potential, and he can do a little bit of everything, He has good hands, quite good natural power. He also can, he has some submissions under his belt. I don't think he's going to try to use much here because Pickett is the better grappler, and I don't think he's going to risk. Safest way for Durden to go in this fight is striking. I think he will do that, and he's going to be avoiding Pickett's takedown and ultimately win this fight. So I'm predicting Durden by TKO. Actually, in terms of prop bet, take a look at this. If you like Pickett, I'd say go by decision. There is a way for submission for Pickett, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to keep taking Cody Durden down repeatedly, take his back, this kind of stuff. There is a possibility, but I'm giving more like if Pickett gonna win, he's gonna take Cody Durden down, gonna control, maybe gonna attack submissions, but I think Durden gonna defend those. So Pickett may sit on top, may try to submit Durden, but I think it's not gonna happen. So I have Cody Durden here, but there's always a chance for Pickett, obviously. Guys, if you like this, what I'm showing here, and if you like basically my predictions here, please like this video, subscribe, share with your friends, and if you have more interest into this, take a look in the about of my channel for the VIP list. Drop me an email there. And just to wrap this up, fights that we covered and fights that I'm betting. We covered Tafon Nchukwi versus Jamie Pickett. I have a bet on Pickett, and it's 2% of my money. I'm putting some risk here, guys, because I think there's so much value here, because to me it's nearly picking, so that's why I'm putting 2% of my money on the dog here. For Rick Glenn and Carlton Minus, I'm also going to be putting 2% of my money, so it's quite a big, I can say, it's quite a risky bet, but I think that if one of these two, cash, they're going to cash big, and I think there's a chance that both of them cash, so take a look into that. I'm going to be adjusting these returns later. We also covered, which other fight we covered? Karl Roberson versus Dalcha Lungiambula. Like I said, I'm throwing Roberson on a parlay. I'm doing like 75% of my money. There's not too much value on this line. Maybe at minus, 250, I think would be a better. I would increase this to 1%. Taila Santos versus Gillian Robertson. Like I said, this is my medium pick. This is the biggest bet of the card for me. I'm putting that I'm throwing 3.5% of money on Taila Santos. It's quite a good amount by proportion. That's how confident I am. But again, I'm assuming that Santos is gonna come on shape and she's gonna be able to stuff those takedowns. There's always a chance that she doesn't. So obviously be careful with this, But I think it's a great bet. And the other two fights, Greg Hardy, Martin Tibura was in the main event, the main card. Take a look in the video for that. And Jimmy Flick versus Cody Durden. I'm riding with Durden. 2.25% of my money, so I think it's also a good bet on Durden in these lines here. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed again, and see you next time. Subscribe to keep the most up-to-date updates. And until there, this is Roder Bet, bringing the best, most consistent and transparent betting strategy for you.